Hi guys, it's Dale with the insurance. Today we're talking about an article um, that pertains to a certain specific group of drivers, right? Because the flat out answer is we typically don't advise taking this option, but sometimes there's no other choice, right? And having insurance is better than not having it, right? We all know the importance of it. Title of the article is No Down Payment Car Insurance, What You Need to Know. And for this, and I already hinted towards it. So those where this may make sense, those student drivers, those drivers that may be in kind of financial tough times, right? Whereby the idea of putting down a lump sum payment up front, right, to pay for, like, obviously during the COVID times, carriers were making you put down 30, 40, 50% of the annual premium when you signed on, right? Just to alleviate the risk of you walking away mid-premium, right? That's a big chunk of change for some people. That's a big chunk of change in general, period. So a lot of people look at nothing down, right? So no down payment is really beneficial. And it is, because I mean it doesn't mean that it's less expensive. It's just spread across kind of the 6 or 12 month term, whatever you sign up for. But the things to look out for is, one, it's typically going to be more expensive, right? Because the carrier, or even if we're not talking about insurance, any asset that you're paying for, instead of paying for it up front, if you spread it across a time horizon, that the owner of that asset or the provider of that service takes on more risk, right? So to counter that risk, to factor in that risk, they're gonna add on additional rate. That's what carriers do, right? Typically. So if you don't pay an upfront fee, then typically that annual premium will be more than if you did, right? Because now the carrier is taking on the risk that you may not pay the premium in month 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Whereas typically they take an upfront, whether it be a month or 2 months or 3 months or more, just to sign on, right? So that's one thing to look out for. The second thing is kind of if you take a step back and think about those carriers that provide such a service, right? So it's obvious, it's inherently taken on a more riskier, I don't want to say a riskier customer, but there is more risk in any given customer paying if you have a no down payment option, right? So typically those carriers that are providing that type of service aren't the best carriers in the market, right? Meaning that their claims process might be cumbersome, right? They may not even pay all the claims, right? Or their customer service may be shoddy, or they may lack coverage. So keep that. That's the subtle piece of information provided by this article that's crucial and very important. So once again, I'll reiterate, we really don't advise people to do this option because of the two things that we spoke about, it being more expensive typically, and then the self-selecting nature of it, in terms of carriers that are providing this option typically aren't the best in the market, right? So if you do find yourself where you're like, you know what, it's either this option, no down payment, or no insurance, obviously choose no down payment. But read the fine print. Make sure that you're properly covered. Obviously, you'll probably eat the higher cost, but at the very least, make sure you're properly covered. And look at the customer reviews, right? And just make sure you've exhausted all of your options. All right. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. We'll chat next week. Hey guys, thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content. And if you really liked it, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We love hearing from you. We love hearing from our viewers. So be sure to leave a comment below with your thoughts on this video, and we'll see you in the next one.